So by now we have extensively covered a call option and a put option and both buy scenario as well as a sell scenario, and both those scenarios are counterparty to the same transaction. So if you're new to options trading, it may seem a little confusing in the beginning. Like, when should I buy an option? When should I sell an option? What is the difference between, let's say, selling a call versus buying a put? It may seem similar because even selling a call, you're taking a bearish stance, and when you're buying a put, again, you're taking a bearish stand. But fundamentally, they're very different trades. So it may seem a little confusing in the beginning, but don't worry about that because it will all start coming very naturally to you. All you need to do is, play around with the Excel quite a bit. And of course, when you actually get down to doing trading, and this is something that we'll highly encourage as we come closer to the second part of this course, it will all start coming together quite intuitively to you in a way that you will not even have to think before taking a decision. So let's look at buying versus selling an option. So we've covered this slide a few videos ago, wherein we said that if you're a seller of an option, in 2.5 out of 3 price scenarios, you will end up making money. And this you're able to do because you're not exactly betting on the direction of the price. So even if you're partially wrong on the direction of the price, even if the price were to move against the position that you're taking, but so long it moves within a certain range, you will still get to pocket the entire premium that you've sold the option for. So, and by and large, worldwide, most of the options expire out of money. And a scenario where an option expires out of money is something to the benefit of the seller. So, here, let's take an example of a call option. So, the current spot price is at 10,450, and I'm selling a call option with a strike price of 10,650. And when the spot is out here, it will take almost some 2.5% move for the index, and this is a nifty call option. And once again, Nifty is the Indian stock market index. For an index to make a move of 2.5% within 22 trading days, and that's the duration of a 1 month option contract, it takes quite a bit. It takes quite a lot of trending. Trending refers to a significant price move in either of the directions. And trending is more often than not, it's usually triggered by some important new information. So most of the time, the stock is not going to trend, and it's highly unlikely that it will breach a strike price, which is at least two or three strikes away from the current spot price. So as a seller of the option, I'm quite okay if the price were to move down, or if the price were to stay or trade in a tiny range here, or even if the price were to move against me, but so long it stays under the strike price, I will end up making money. So as a seller of an option, I will make money when an option is out of money, and even when the option gets in the money, I will make money and up to the point that the spot price reaches the break-even price. And only after that will I start losing money. And if it is a put option, and again I'm a seller, if the spot price is at 10,850 and I've sold a put option at a strike price of 10,650, again, this entire scenario represents a range where the option will be out of the money. Because if this option expires, if the spot price remains above the strike price, this option will expire out of the money, which will benefit the seller. And even if this option were to get in the money, that is, the spot price falls below the strike price, as a seller, I'm okay till my break even point. So unless and until the index is really trending, a seller by and large ends up benefiting because the option is highly likely to expire out of the money. And as a buyer, I have to cross a big price hurdle. Not only the price has to move in my favor, it has to move in my favor significantly enough so that it can break the break even point and allow me to start making money. And there is one more concept, even though we will cover a few slides later, but at a very intuitive level, if I'm a buyer and I paid a certain risk premium, I paid a certain price to buy that option, the price of that option will decay every single day because the time value of that option is reducing. So it is working against me as a buyer because the duration for which that risk cover is still valid, that is reducing with every single passing day as the expiration of the contract nears. Now that works against the buyer because the risk premium is shrinking. So not only the price has to move in my favor significantly enough, but it has to move quickly as a buyer. So in vast majority of scenarios, you end up gaining as a seller and you end up losing as a buyer. But having said this, there is a one needs to approach this very scientifically and arrive at very well calibrated probabilities of taking either a buy position or a sell position for a given trade, which we will cover in the next course. So, but for now, just bear this in mind that what are the scenarios which play out for a buyer, what are the scenarios which play out for a seller.